So this is a playhouse picked up on OfferUp. It was in a tight spot. I think my wife did some video of me getting this thing out. Took the trailer. This thing's 6 foot wide. My trailer is like 6 foot 3 inches wide. Took it with the four-wheeler, and I used the winch on the four-wheeler to pull this thing around, and it worked really well. And then once we got it here, I used the bobcat and strapped the thing to the bobcat, and it picked it up, and we moved it into our backyard. So we're gonna make this a chicken coop. I picked up boards to frame out 2 more windows in it to keep it cooler. These are playhouse doors I picked up on Amazon. They're cheaper than house doors. I don't remember how much they were, but they were cheap. They're the same design as the original window that's in it. I think they're the same height, but these are wider. We got a bigger, space on the sides. So I'm gonna put these in the center here. We're gonna mount a light in it, and eventually we're also gonna add a automatic door to the back. I'll do that in depth, and we'll I'll just kind of show what all I've done on this thing. It's built out of 2x3s, so we'll have to frame out a window frame. Picked up some 2x3s, and in the back where we're going to put the opening for the run, a covered screened area. We'll have a door there that raises up, so we'll have to frame that out as well. So I'm gonna get started. First thing I'm gonna do is get a light in here so I can see. For right now, I'm just gonna wire this thing up on an extension cord, and I will eventually, when I have more time, bury conduit out to it. But for now, we're just gonna put it on an extension cord. I've got power right over here that runs a pump that's in the ground, sump pump, and that's the only thing that's on that circuit. And that sump pump, I think it's a 20 amp circuit. Sump pump doesn't draw that much, so I'll probably run some conduit right over to there and tie in to that for this, but don't have time to do that right now. So we're gonna do an extension cord, and then we'll do that, and eventually I'll probably run water to it as well, but I'm not gonna do that now either. So I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna hook some lights up, and then we will get started on the doors, or the windows. So I'm going to do doors, windows, then we need to paint the floor. We're going to paint the floor. This thing's going to have sand in it. So we're going to paint the floor with some of this stuff just to protect the plywood, and we should be good. And let there be light. Just an extension cord running up into a box that will be on a timer. So the light will come on a timer. So now we're ready to get started on the windows. All right, the first window is in. Before we put the trim on it, we'll put some caulking around it. Went ahead and just used some screws that I had. It came with some with those painted, but they would stick up higher, and I'm gonna put trim over this. Those are kind of finished out nails, or screws, so maybe if you didn't want to put trim, these almost sit flat once it pulls in just a little bit. So our trim board will go over that well. I'm not going to trim it out yet because we still need to paint it, and it'll be easier to paint if it's not trimmed out yet. It is centered in the wall here. You look on, stepping on stuff. If you look on the, I've got the window open right now to get some air, but it's not quite centered between the little studs in here. And they must not have centered the studs. But I just toe-nailed it with my little stapler. It's a big stapler. And then I put those boards on. I built this frame out, then set it in and toe-nailed it, so they're actually stapled in through that way. And I mean, of course, you know, and the screws for the window, go into the frame here. And that's the only thing that's actually holding it to the siding. I didn't put any staples going from the siding into the board. So that should be plenty. In all honesty, this is pretty thick siding. If I wanted to, since this is not structural or anything, I probably could have screwed straight in to the siding and the window would have been fine from now on. But I like to do things a little better than that, so I just framed it out. So now, repeat process over there. And then I think the next step will be to clean things up. I think I'll wait to do anything back there. We'll clean things up and put a coat of paint on the floor. Not paint. This is what we're using, because we're going to put sand down. I don't want, if the sand gets wet, I don't want it to rot anything out. This should be a waterproof barrier. This should work really well. We're going to probably do 2 coats of this stuff on there. We should have plenty to do that. So let me get busy and we'll continue on in a few minutes. All right, second window is in. So I'm going to go get the shop vac and start cleaning this mess up. And then we can put some I keep wanting to call it paint, but it's roof coating, but we'll do some painting. How about that? So finished painting the inside last night, and I just tracked it up, shutting the windows. But it's dry. So now we are going to pressure wash the outside and then give it some time to dry and probably paint it tomorrow. So it's just got a lot of, it's just dirty. So we'll hook up the water hose and I'll pressure wash it, and then we got to go to Lowe's, and my wife's going to pick out some paint. And we're mostly done with it. We're going to do another coat on the roof. We've tracked up. That's that roof coating, silicone roof coating down there. And then the walls are just regular It's actually outdoor paint. Windows are in and trimmed out. I just need to go back over the staples with some paint, fill those in. We got plenty of leftover paint. That'll take care of that. I don't know if you can see it, but I've set a screen inside. I've set hardware cloth inside the screen. Just some of that stuff. And what we're gonna do, I'll take some liquid nails and run just along here so that it attaches the hardware cloth and glues the hardware cloth to the screen, because right now it's just sitting in there, and that'll make it you know, more sturdy. So that should take care of that. I need to cut those off. I'll take my cutters and just cut those off where the staples came through. For the shutters, fake shutters. But there's the other side. So that's it. I've got an extension cord, wired up an extension cord right now. And for now, that'll be good enough. This light is really bright. And we're gonna eventually probably put an exhaust fan somewhere in it, get some of the heat out. And then I need to make a screen for this one. For right now, I think I'm just gonna staple up a piece of hardware cloth on the inside until I can make a new screen. The screen was missing from this one. Then I'll make a screen to fit and do like I did with the others, put the hardware cloth inside of there. But for now, I think this will work. So let's let me get back to work, do some touch-up paints, and I gotta cut one more screen for the other side. Kids are swimming, so doesn't make for the greatest video with kids screaming in the pool. So that's it. I'll do a few update videos after, when I do some more, if I do any additions to it. We're gonna do a back door, automatic back door that'll open up, stuff like that. But that'll be a separate video. So if you enjoyed what you watched, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to see more. And leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching.